Hello, everyone. My name's Evan Jacobs. Welcome to another edition of Boxing Time TV. We have a recently announced fight. This is happening on the 27th of February, and it actually sort of jumped some of the other fights that I had scheduled to do on Boxing Time TV, but still going to try to do them. But like I've said, when I try to do all the big fights, the fights I think that are going to probably have the most interest, and then I sort of go into like the fights that I think that are interesting, that might be lesser known. And I mean, I would do every fight if I could. I just can't. So we have Canelo Alvarez taking on Avni Yildirim. Canelo Alvarez is an 8-5 favorite. He's 30 years old. Yildirim's 29. Canelo Alvarez is 5'8". I made Yildirim 6 feet tall because he is 5'11 and a half. They're both super middleweights, 168, 71 reach for Canelo, 70 reach for Yildirim. Canelo Alvarez, 54 fights, 1 loss. Everyone knows that 1 loss to Floyd Mayweather. And Avni Yildirim, 21 fights, 2 losses. And it's interesting because one would have thought that Canelo Alvarez in his comeback fight or in his, this is something I should have done before this started. Everyone would have thought, he would have fought Yildirim to come back. But he took on the gentleman, Caleb Smith, and that was seen as a much steeper task, and he beat him easily, it seems, over 12 rounds. So yeah, this is a 12-round fight, 3-minute rounds, 10-point must scoring system, no mandatory 8 count, 3 knockdown rule waived, and let's get right to it. Canelo Alvarez versus Avni Yildirim. And, Canelo Alvarez already coming out, landing a hard right hand. And, Yildirim is lanky and can maybe box, but I see this going kind of the way of the Amir Khan fight, and maybe even the simulated fight that I did with Caleb Smith and Canelo Alvarez. Based on what I've seen of Avni Yildirim and what I've looked at, just online, especially in the fight with Chris Eubank, it just seems like, if Chris Eubank can do that, Canelo Alvarez certainly can do that. Canelo Alvarez already landing hard shots. He opened up landing a hard right hand. He just landed a hard left. Yildirim's trying. Yildirim's best bet is to fight from a distance, jab, try to build up points that way, frustrate him. He landed right there. That was one thing that I thought that Amir Khan, when he fought Canelo Alvarez, I thought the way that he came out was actually kind of smart, because he came out and he popped Canelo Alvarez. You could see Canelo Alvarez was not expecting that. The only problem was, I just think that ultimately Amir Khan was way in over his head, could not keep up that pace, and it was only a matter of time that Canelo Alvarez did what he did, which was stop him. And I'm going to actually cross out this fight. Coming up next, what we're going to be doing on Boxing Time TV is going to be, I believe, I don't believe this is going to be on the same card, but I know that Carl Frampton is going to be fighting Jamal Herring on the 27th. So I might be doing that next. Or I might be doing Archer Beterbiev. I'll probably be doing the Frampton bout next, because the Beterbiev bout's not till March. And then also there's Samuel Vargas versus Conor Ben. And, there's other fights. I mean, every week. I went into this week thinking I was doing the Archer Beterbiev fight or the Frampton fight. And then I saw that, you follow the boxing news, Canelo Alvarez fighting. And I'm sure if I look at the Sports Illustrated podcast right now, it's going to, Canelo Alvarez punching Yildirim into the ropes. And I don't mean to belittle Bill Yildirim, and I hopefully that I'm not coming off that way. But it just seems to me that Canelo Alvarez, I mean, he's already wobbling. He's punching the living daylights out of Avni Yildirim right now. As I predicted, or as I thought, Chris Maddox on the Sports Illustrated podcast, he's going to be discussing Canelo Alvarez making coming back in February, and then Deontay Wilder future, especially that fight. What's gonna happen with Teofimo Lopez, and it's just Yeah, it's just very very interesting, and yeah, I just knew he'd be talking about Canelo Alvarez. Anyway, as I thought, Canelo Alvarez winning that round 10-9, 10-9, and 10-8 on two of the judges' scorecards. And I hate to say it, I do sort of feel like it is only a matter of time until Canelo Alvarez just cranks up, unloads, and ultimately stops Avni Yildirim. Wobbling Yildirim there. It was brief, but he did wobble him, and I just think that this is the kind of thing that Canelo Alvarez. I mean, it's just this is a very interesting fight, but it's also the kind of fight that Canelo Alvarez can take, because I mean, he came back having not fought in over a year and beat arguably the best super middleweight in the world, or someone that people think is. So, and then there's talk about, they were talking on the Sports Illustrated podcast about Canelo potentially, wow, what a good matchup against Beterbiev. I don't think he'll take that fight. I think Beterbiev's too big. Just like I don't think he's going to fight Dimitri Bivol. I think, Dimitri Bivol is a light heavyweight. Canelo Alvarez is great, but let's not forget, and Avni Yildirim punching Canelo Alvarez and wobbling him there. Wow, folks, and backing him up. Is Canelo Alvarez playing possum here? This is getting interesting. Oh, man, Avni Yildirim has to be careful. But look, and he's punching Canelo into the ropes and going to the body. I mean, is he going for broke here? Very, very, very interesting. And it's the kind of thing, did Canelo Alvarez come in thinking he was just going to steamroll him? But, if we look at Canelo's career, and I'm going to just kind of go through this. He started as a welterweight. So the fact that he's competing as a super middleweight is very, very impressive. It recalls, what Thomas Hearns did. It recalls what Sugar Ray Leonard did. So, it's interesting. And then obviously, he moved up to super welterweight, and maybe Yildirim sees something. Right now this is getting interesting, and Yildirim's got to be careful because Canelo Alvarez has fight-ending power, but I'm telling you, they both wobbled each other in this round, and Avni Yildirim is still in his face. He's still throwing shots, and he's having success. So maybe this is the style that he needs to fight with. Maybe going from a distance is not the way to do it. Maybe that's just gonna prolong his death, or not death, but prolong his ring, demise. But we'll see. Wow, interesting second round here in the simulated fight. Wow, and he punctuates it, landing another left hand. The left hand is clearly getting to Canelo Alvarez. Oh, so Canelo Alvarez still winning at 10-9. I don't know how they give it to him 10-9. Yildirim. Okay, good. One judge giving it to him 9-10. Let's see what Yildirim does in this round. As Canelo Alvarez up 59. He's up 5 points over Avni Yildirim as we go into the third round. And you know that Canelo Alvarez is coming for some payback. Oh, and he lands now. Hard punch landed against Avni Yildirim, and I'm on Avni Yildirim and Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, they are. He's certainly picking his spots here, folks, and But right now, I'm telling you, I like the work that Avni Yildirim's doing. It recalls kind of the success that Sergey Kovalev had when he fought Canelo Alvarez. Ultimately he got knocked out and just kind of Canelo Alvarez wobbling Avni Yildirim with a shot to the body. And Canelo Alvarez, you look at his career, beating Caleb Smith, Sergey Kovalev, Daniel Jacobs, Gennady Golovkin. Which I be honest, I don't think he's ever beaten Gennady Golovkin. But he got the decision over him in the second fight. Fine. He beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He's beaten Liam Smith, Amir Khan, Miguel Cotto, James Kirkland, Erislandy Lara, Alfredo Angulo. Oh, and look at Canelo Alvarez dropping Avni Yildirim with that left hand. Wow. I mean, I'm just saying that to me that was only a matter of time. A victory over Josecito Lopez, Shane Mosley, Kermit Cintron, Matthew Hatton, Lovemore Nadeau. I mean, he's beaten a lot of really good fighters, and you got to give Canelo Alvarez his propers. Avni Yildirim, like I said, has that loss. He has a technical decision loss to Anthony Durrell. He has a loss to Chris Eubank Jr. He has victories over Aaron Pryor. He doesn't have a victory over Glenn Johnson, but Lord knows how old Glenn Johnson was in that fight. And now Canelo Alvarez running the numbers on Avni Yildirim. And once again, folks, you are watching Boxing Time TV. If you like what you're seeing, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share these links. Please direct message me. Hit me up in the messages. Let me know fights that you want to see. I'll do my best to make them. Like I said, coming up, we have Carl Frampton versus Jamal Herring. We also have Artur Beterbiev versus Adam Dinez, and then Samuel Vargas versus Conor Benn, possibly. So, and I'm sure more are just going to come up. Every time I sort of get to the end, I kind of think, what's going to come? Something always comes. So that's the beauty about boxing. It just keeps going. And, all combat sports. 10-8, all for Canelo Alvarez in that third round. Let's see what happens here. He now is up over Avni Yildirim by 11 points. And, one thing, I give Yildirim credit. He had a moment in the second round. He seems to be wilting here. What I thought would happen, what I think a lot of people think is going to happen, is happening. But this is still impressive that, he's standing in front of him. He's not been deterred. And, yeah. Landing that right hand. And Avni Yildirim, I'm telling you, folks, he's doing something that is frustrating Canelo Alvarez. Even though Canelo Alvarez is having his way with him, it is fairly impressive seeing this. He came to win tonight, and Canelo Alvarez is really dropping that right hand. And Yildirim, he's been wobbled, he's been dropped. These are all things that we thought would happen. But did we expect him to sort of get Canelo on the ropes in the second round, to wobble him and to go to the body, and he got it on one of the judges' scorecards, but he's lost every other round, since. Oh, look at Yildirim landing, folks. Oh, but then Canelo comes back and lands. Oh, Yildirim taking the shots. Canelo Alvarez. I'm telling you, I give Avni Yildirim a lot of credit, folks, because he's taking some of Canelo's best shots, just like he's taking right here. I mean, how much more of this can he take? It's just sort of a sustained beating from Canelo Alvarez, folks. This is the kind of thing. I mean, what does Canelo Alvarez think? He's dropped him. He's gotten up. Does this mess with Canelo at all, or is, for Canelo, is he just kind of knowing he's gonna, it's gonna, the punches are gonna take their toll eventually. All right, 10-9, and two judges give it 10-9. One judge giving it 10-10-10. But the round going to Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez now up by 13 points as he comes out. And Avni Yildirim trying to still box, trying to still frustrate, trying to do the things that have gotten him here. Oh, and Canelo connecting right there. I mean, this is, folks, this is, this is what we want to see as boxing fans. And Avni Yildirim, you really doing good work with that left hand. Oh, and Canelo Alvarez dropping Yildirim again. Wow, Yildirim goes down hard. Folks, what a display by Canelo Alvarez. What a display by Yildirim. A really action-packed fight. If the real thing lives up to this is pretty much what I thought was going to happen. I didn't expect him to have that second round, as I've said, but the winner's Canelo Alvarez by a knockout. The fight lasted 5 rounds. Alvarez was not knocked down. Yildirim was knocked down 2 times. It's all Alvarez, 40-35, 40-36, 39-35. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to Boxing Time TV. If you like what you've seen here, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share these links with people. Please spread the word. Just want to continue to build up this channel. You can also give me a follow on Instagram, where my handle is Boxing Time with Evan. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you at the fights. Also, our motto at Boxing Time TV is why wait? Watch it now. Then watch the real thing when it airs and compare. Thank you so much for tuning in.